You're watching The American on ESPN. Dallas has been in a deep freeze over the last few days, but now hustling and bustling, and the SMU Mustangs, who are red hot, winners of 5 of their last 6, bring in the Temple Owls to Moody Coliseum for an American Athletic Conference tangle. Welcome in courtside, along with former college coach Brian Burton. I'm John Liddle. Great to have you with us as well. And the deeper we get into this season, the more the numbers are solidified for SMU men's basketball. This is not a good, but a great defensive team. What makes them so?
Yeah, a team that's connected. They're bought in. They're relentless. They never stop as far as doing it together, and they don't have a drop-off when they go to their bench.
Well, for the Temple Owls, they only scored 51 their last time out, a season low against UNT. Hazir Miller's going to have to be good today because their coach says when he doesn't play well, we don't play well as a whole.
Yeah, he's the engine that makes this team go. He leads them in scoring, leads them in assists, and just does so much for this team. He's the heart and soul. They need him to get downhill to the rim to be able to not only score points, get to the free throw line, but also distribute to shooters.
What's the big reason for SMU's turnaround this season? Well, guys like Tyreek Smith, who have brought toughness, offensive rebounding, defense as well, right?
Yeah, just a relentless defender, can switch 1 through 5. He brings a hard hat mentality that they've needed. One of the top shot blockers in the American Conference. Also an offensive threat, not only on the glass, but being able to post up. He is a force for this SMU team.
Left wing 3 around and off by Chuck Harris, but the offensive rebound for the very underrated B.J. Edwards, who knocks down the short quarter jumper.
Yeah, that's SMU offense at its finest right there. Taking an open 3, getting an extra possession on the offensive glass, and then getting the second chance point.
SMU already leading by a bucket. Their leading scorer, Phelps, gives it out to their second leading scorer, Harris, and he drops in a 3. That's giving up 72 points a game, 8th best in the conference. Williamson, the floater from the baseline, and SMU continues to knock him down to 3. That's 0 for 3 from triple land for the Owls. SMU wants to run. Phelps didn't have the angle he needed to lay that one home, but he dumps it inside to Edwards for the finish and 9-0 start. On the way to the bucket, Miller is blocked inside by Ambrose Hilton. He's been averaging 2 blocks a game over his last 5. A block on the other side, but it ends up with Phelps in the corner, and he nails a 3-pointer and looks at the bench of Temple, and the Owls have to call timeout. 12-0 to start for the Mustangs. Let's welcome the third member of our crew, Breanna Sorensen. Good evening, Breanna.
Good evening. SMU is on fire on defense right now, currently holding opponents only 36% from the field. That's first in the American and second in all the NCAA. And Coach Lanier said they can attribute to most of that success to the way this team has bought into their defensive identity. He's always said that, you guys, if you want to buy into this identity, you have to show up every single day to practice with an energy, and this team has done just that. But Brian, what has made this SMU team so special on defense?
Yeah, great question, Bree, and great job on that coverage. The biggest thing is they have so many different defensive-minded players. They have speed, they have players that can switch, they do a good job protecting the rim, and they don't have to recover very often, and they do have the speed to be able to do it.
12-0 start, SMU leading Temple. John Little back with Brian Burton and Breanna Sorensen. And Brian, let's take a look at the keys to the game for tonight. What you got?
Yeah, the Owls must protect the paint at all costs. It is where SMU makes their living and has their bread and butter. They must do a great job there. They also must do a great job on the glass. SMU is a really elite offensive rebounding team. Temple must keep them off. And then SMU must defend the three-point line at a high level, which we've already seen. Temple loves to make threes. The reason why they won that game against Wichita was mainly because of their three-point shooting. And then 14 assists or more. Their offense, they are 10-1 on the season when they have 14 assists or more.
A trailing 3 by Wright, who's been shooting it well. Tyreek Smith knocks it down to Jalen Smith. Count the bucket and the foul as SMU continues to own the O board.
Coach establishing your identity.
White into the lane. He's rejected by Smith. Got it back and down low. Lays it up and good. Plus the foul on Emery Lanier. Zoni brings it up for the Owls, now down by 12 on the pick and roll. Down to Riley, flying to the bucket for the 2-hand slam.
With just under 12 minutes left in the first half, SMU leads 17-7 over Temple. Coach Fisher said that Hostier Miller is taking giving back to a whole different level as a player. Hostier recently held a free basketball training camp for kids in the area where he grew up, and he just released a book called No Place Like Home, We Have Unfinished Business, where he talks about his tough upbringing in South Philly, his basketball journey, and why he chose Temple. Coach said he has overcome so many adversities that he just wants to share his story to help others. He may be a phenomenal basketball player, but an even better person.
You know, after the coaching change, thanks so much, Bree, Aaron McKee and then Adam Fisher takes over. Pretty much everybody for Temple was in the transfer portal, and that even included Hostier Miller for a while, who thought for a couple days he was coming to SMU, but then he decided to stay home. Yeah, Coach Adair said he came on a trip, thought he was going to get him, and Coach got the job, did a good job sitting down with him. He just asked him for 20 minutes, and that conversation had a lot to do with it, but also his connection to Philly. He wanted to end what he started, and things like writing his book, doing free camps, giving back, helping change gun violence, and emphasize the mentoring and education so important for black youth. And Edwards attacks it, but he has it in his pocket picked. Miller on the other end for two. Leaves it for Phelps in rhythm, but his three doesn't go. Edwards is there for the offensive rebound. Hits Harris, catch and shoot triple, bangs it down. Best time to shoot threes after an offensive rebound. I've heard that. You don't expect your point guard to get offensive rebounds, but that's part of what makes Edwards so good. And what a great find to find your best shooter with his toes on the line. Nothing but the bottom of the net. That breaks that 11-2 run for Temple. We've got a ball game at 20-11. Dezzoni pulling up and gets it to go. Shane Dezzoni, second season at Temple after one at Vanderbilt. Only down by 8. Catch and shoot three. Matteo Piccarelli, and the Italian knocks down his 37th of the year. Stanford moving right and all the way to the bucket. That quick first step, maybe keeping that positivity, has helped his team get back in the game. Remember, they started 0 of 12 from the field. They're 11 of 16 since. And Hoffman for the lead. It's good. Temple has come all the way back. Welcome back into Dallas, where the SMU Mustangs lead Temple 30-28 at the break after a back and forth first half. Along with former college coach Brian Burton, I'm John Liddle. Breanna Sorensen will be along in just a second. And in this first half, I mean, half the points right off the bat for SMU came in a 15-0 run. Right. It didn't look like Temple had come to play whatsoever, but what changed? Yeah, I think just the resiliency of this group. They've been down before. They came off that game against North Texas. They didn't quite close the half. They went down 10. This time they did a good job closing the half. And again, making those adjustments. Coach's positivity, working out with this team, and that detail he talked about with us that he did with that team to be able to teach from that moment has worked out.
I just spoke to Coach Fisher about that 28-11 run that they just went on, and he said, hey, we were just running 10 minutes late to the party. That's exactly the energy and defensive aggression that they need to bring into this second half. Samuel Williamson had 6 in the first half. He sees a matchup he likes, backs into it, and hits the jumper to put SMU up by 4.
The part for SMU, they got to the line with pretty regularity in the first half, but then they stopped. Keep attacking like you see on that play. Get the ball to the paint. Keep attacking, keep attacking, keep attacking. They don't have the size and the shot blocking and the rim protection, so there's not anybody really changing your shot. They have more of an undersized squad out there, so you got to be aggressive to get points in the paint. This team got 40 points in the paint against Charlotte, 38 on the road against Memphis. I think they're pretty good there when they want to be. They were 12 of 37 from 3. They made 12 threes.
Speaking of threes, Chuck Harris has his 3rd of the game, 1st of the second half.
When he's making shots, it opens up a lot of things for SMU.
Hoffman, good outside shooter, can't hit, but Dezzoni with the one-handed tap out. Hoffman walling up inside but can't get the ball. Dezzoni backs his way into Ambrose Hilton, hits it back door, and the layup good for Jordan Riley, who can jump above everybody.
Done just a good job making the adjustments.
Harris, another 3 goes down. Chuck Harris. Phelps coming up limply. White gets the wide open look. Off the mark, Hoffman keeps it alive on the deck and going right back up to score it, Jaleel White, who has 10. Harris finding Williamson, a hot second half continues for the big man.
Zurich, Phelps, Samuel Williamson, and Harris and Williamson have led the way in this one.
Piccarelli got all kinds of lost and consternation retreats out to the corner and knocks down the three at 2 of 2 for Matteo Piccarelli from outside in this one. The strip of Phelps for his first turnover. Dezzoni into the lane, blocked by Phelps. And it may have been Harris on the block. My apologies. Up the floor. Smith dips the shoulder and scores.
Love that he got a little bit of muscle in there. Got the shoulder. Found a way to carve out some space to get that layup. Wasn't there, but he took it.
Away by Hoffman. And Dezzoni in transition. The one-handed follow doesn't go. White is there for the rebound and the putback.
Again, there's no shot blocker inside. There's no reason why you should miss that layup.
As quickly as it's in its hands, it's out. And as quickly as it's out, it's in the bottom of the net. Matteo Piccarelli.
With 11 minutes and 50 seconds left in the second half, SMU leads 46-44 over Temple. Even though Samuel Williamson currently is having a great game, currently with a double-double, 14 points and 10 rebounds. Coach Lanier said that the numbers don't always do justice to what Sam brings to the team. He's just so multi-dimensional. Coach said that he can impact the game in so many different ways and that he's starting to realize that. Some games he will have a big scoring presence like he is tonight, and others will have leadership on the court. But Coach said that one of the best things about Sam is that he just cares about the team winning, not his own personal stats. As long as the team wins, Sam is happy.
This time Piccarelli gets covered up. Corner three to tie the thing up. It is good by Shane Dezzoni. Brand new ball game. 11.5 to go. 8 to shoot. Ricardo Wright. Cross up. Deep two. That's a deep two for Ricardo Wright. Dezzoni trying to give his team the lead, and he hits. Shane Dezzoni fading away, firing, and firing up. The Temple bench up by 1. Temple has brought the fight to Dallas. Pitch out to Edwards. Rarely shoots threes, but he cans one here. B.J. Edwards puts the Mustangs back in front.
We're just taking turns, trading threes. This is what the fans want to see. Great job by Edwards holding his follow through, and there he gets the pick.
Edwards stops, gives it off to Wright. Two-hand slam. 5-0 run for SMU. Combining the offense, the defense, the 7-0 run, and a timeout called by a rattled Temple team.
Yeah, the Mustangs coming with the firepower. There you see Edwards getting the three. Then you see Edwards getting the steal. Gives it up for the nice two-hand finish above the rim by Wright. And then you see Edwards again back at it. This time he will lay it up. That was an Edwards-led 6-0 run right there. Coach Lanier talks so often about how this young man is continuing to get better. His best basketball is ahead of him. They believe so much in him, and he said the more reps he gets, the better he's going to be. But he is tenacious on the defensive end and leads this team in assists, and he was instrumental in that little run right there.
Barry outside. Hasir Miller to the bucket for 2. Big, big bucket for the junior leader. Offense ruling the defense all of a sudden. Another one for Miller. Inside, reverses it. And one. Hasir Miller back-to-back enormous shots.
I really want to single somebody out specifically, and that's Jackson. Jackson, stand up. What was his grade point average?
4.0.
And you have a rare opportunity to do something for people to express that gratitude, and we got that opportunity tonight.
That video right there was Coach Lanier giving the exciting news that Jackson Young wouldn't be a walk-on anymore. He's officially on scholarship. Coach said that the word gratitude came to mind when he thought of Jackson. It's so special, and he really values his opinion that he wanted to give him a scholarship. And he's brilliant in the classroom as well with a 4.0 GPA. Coach said he's a leader on and off the court. You can see from that video just how loved he is by his team.
An incredible story And more on Young as we go on throughout the night. But Jaleel White takes it coast to coast, and Temple is in front, 57-56.
Yeah, I love the toughness shown. A block on one end and a layup on the other end. The tale of two different outcomes attacking the paint, and the defense is showing up for Temple.
Blocked Williamson on one end, who has been so hot, but Ricardo Wright, that one is a triple, and SMU swings back in front.
Talk about who's been hot. Ricardo Wright continues to be hot. The Cowboys could have used a little bit of that the other day when they played.
Oh, don't start now. We'll have to start talking about Philly. And all the way to the rack, Phelps rolls one down. He's got 4 straight for SMU. Miller cannot buy a 3 in this one. Offensive rebound. Hoffman, what a tough play. And high off the glass, Riley kisses it home. Zurich Phelps has the last 4 for SMU. Gives up some ground, wraps it around to Chuck Harris. 8 to shoot. Harris behind the back against Miller, hanging, hitting off the glass.
Smith fouling out, but Ambrose Hilton stepped up and makes play after play after play, and there you see another one. Got it done with the block on the other end. There you see the roll to the rim. Nice little soft touch off the glass.
The SMU Mustangs battled out to a 15-point lead in this one. Temple came back time and time again as we traded the lead 6 times in this contest. But the SMU Mustangs do just enough at the end to win it by 13. And SMU moves to 3-1 in conference play with a 77-64 tossing of the Temple Owls.
Well, we open the game talking about defense. We're going to end the game talking about defense. Held Temple without a field goal almost the last 5 minutes of this game.
But you got to pick a player of the game. And so, Breanna Sorensen is standing by with Samuel Williamson.
Sam, it might be freezing out in Dallas tonight, but you brought the heat, a double-double, 17 points and 12 rebounds. But this game was pretty close for majority of the time. How proud are you of the Mustangs and the way they were able to perform and dominate those last few minutes of the game?
I'm really proud. It shows, the growth of this team and our maturity. It wasn't pretty all night long. Credit to Temple. They're a well-coached team. They play hard. They stuck around. We couldn't ask for a better start. The first 5 minutes of the game, and then the rest of the half was terrible, to say the least. But we bounced back. Like I said, they stuck around, but we finished the job at the end.
There were some really big moments in the game where the Mustangs were able to turn defense into offense. It really brought up the energy. How are the Mustangs able to consistently bring the energy, though, on defense every night?
That's when we're at our best. We're a defensive team. Defense travels on the road or at home, and that's what we got to pride ourselves on. Whether or not shots are falling, we know that we can be a really good defensive team every night. We're going to get in the film room tomorrow and clean up some things. But overall, anytime you get a win in conference play, you got to be happy about it.
That's right, another conference win. And the Mustangs have now won 6 of their last 7 games. How much potential does this team have to take it all the way in conference this year?
Man, the sky's the limit with this group. We got everything you need. We just got to keep putting the work in every single day, keep getting better, not getting complacent. And I think it's going to be a special year.